You've just watched this video, and now I'm going to walk you through the web page of what you are going to do. So you're going to be creating a stop motion just like you saw in the video. I can create an animation stop motion using Google Slides. This is the variety of different types of movies, or what they attempted to make movies with. This is called a zithrotrope, and this was invented in 1833, and that's this right here, and it would spin and it would appear that the person inside was moving, or in this case like people or horses even. Next was the flip book, which you're all really familiar with, where you draw on the corner or you draw on the book and it changes it. Stop motion, we're very familiar with this. We have movies like that, and that's what you guys are going to be doing. And then time-lapse photography is also similar to stop motion. This was when they discovered that the horse at one point, their feet do not touch the ground when they are racing. So in this assignment, you are going to use this control a lot, called duplicate slides, Control D. I'm going to show you how to remove a background from a picture that you might want to use. You're going to use the arrow keys to move your objects. The edges of the slides allow the objects to enter and exit. Use shortcuts to select objects and modify them. Make your text appear one letter at the time, because you're going to have a title slide and you want this to take its time, or you're going to have to just repeat that slide about maybe 20 times. You must tell a story beginning, middle, and end. So if you have something entering the view of the viewer, you must let it leave, and it has to kind of tell a story. We just don't want it to run through. The topic is your choice. It must be school appropriate. You cannot kill anything. I repeat, you cannot kill anything. And this is a silent film, so there will be no talking or anything. Right here on the website, these are examples of some really good stop motions that my students had done, and you can see how the cow moves into place. And again, they're a little cheesy because this is simple. We're not really animating it. She's making it get dark and scary. I really like how she's done that. She gave the cow a voice box, and now the cow is being taken up. This slideshow has 605 slides on it, and the speed of this slideshow is 75, and I'm going to show you what all of that means in just a minute. So we'll just watch this for just a second, but you can watch the rest of them on your own. So there you go. Now, again, this is really interesting. This is important to see this right here. This is her URL that is going to make it work. It's not really publishing it out on the web, but it's making it accessible through the web. But something that is important to look at on this URL, and I just want to show you real quick, are the numbers at the end. These numbers are significant, because if your numbers are not correct, your video will start in the middle. So when I come here and I paste it in, you can see right here where it's on 56. So that video clip is already starting on slide number 56. So I would just want to get rid of that and highlight this whole thing, Control C, and I'm going to show you what I mean in just a minute by that. And you'll see that it'll start at the beginning. Really important when you're turning it in to make sure that this URL is at 0, because otherwise your video is going to start in the middle of the URL. All right, so I'm going to close that. And let's go back. And then your rubric is you're going to have an intro title, must have your name, grammar. Your first and last name always start with a capital letter. You must have at least 2 objects moving around. Background, you're going to want to put your background in first. If you wait till the very end to put it in, then you're going to have a little bit of trouble because it's not going to line up. You have to have 40 or more slides, but as you can see, some of my examples that I have for you to look at, the 605, the cow one, Let's Bake has 918 slides. Down here is how to publish it. This is the information, and that's really important when you are doing that, to follow that. And down below, I always have helpful hints, where to get your background, Right here is how to make the URL and how to make it shareable. So what you have to choose and what you have to do right here. And again, you can rewatch that video with the woman. When you are turning this into Google Classroom, you will start one right in Google Classroom, the slideshow. See how it says Google Slides right there? And then the other one has an HTTP, which is the URL that you've created, like I just showed you on that Word document back here, that you've created that starts at 0 will be added. You're going to add it as a link. So right there is the information on how to turn it in. And then down here is, again, if you forget, why is my video starting in the middle of the story? Right here, it's on slide 143. You have to change that. All right, so let's go back out here and let's go and start our slideshow. One thing I like to do again is I like to get rid of these boxes. They're not that easy. If I click to type in there and I hit delete, it's not going to go anywhere because it thinks I want to type. But when I click on the outer edge, and you can see how it's blue and my cursor is not bouncing in there, it will let me delete it right there because I really want to start with a clean picture. I'm just going to grab, I can grab a background color, I can grab a scene. I'm just, for the sake of it, I'm just going to put bright yellow. That's probably too obnoxious. Never mind. Don't like that color. Let's go with a green. Okay. And I am going to go insert image. Remember, you have to do 2 of these. And one way to help find it, I'm going to do a basketball. And I could write .png. Sometimes they come with no image on them. So here's, see how it's got no background on it. So that was really helpful. But if I hadn't put PNG, I might end up with a basketball. I really don't like the new way it looks. I don't want a GIF. I just want just a basketball. Oh, let's try a different one. Let's try a football. Okay, that doesn't have enough. I just want the football itself. I don't really like the way they've got this set up now. All right, so I could use the cartoon, but I'm not going to. I'm going to grab this one because I can see that it's got a background on it. Now, that is not going to work for me. So I am filming this right now on my Mac. So I'm going to go out here. And I'm going to come up here. It says link to remove background. And it's, okay, so here we go. So we're going to upload our image. So I have to go get that image. I might be able to grab it right there. I'm not sure. Nope. Can I save it to my desktop? All right, let me just go get another football. Sorry. So image again, this is because I'm working on a Mac, I'm sure of it. Let's just grab that one and save image as right to my desktop. Again, you're going to save this up. It's not going to work. When it says download, it won't save it. It's not letting you have that image. It's just, it might have a proprietary mark on it. I'm not sure. So this one also says download. Notice what I'm doing. I'm not selecting the smaller ones. I am selecting this, and then I come over here. I'm right-clicking, and save images is exactly the same way. But why is everything saying it's a download? Because that typically will not work. Okay, I'm going to have to figure this out. So right here, I can save this one. I'm just going to save it on my desktop. I'm going to rename it football. I highly suggest you rename it something so you can find it in your folder. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go back to removing the background, upload an image, and I should be able to find this one because I named it football, and right there it is. And you can see it didn't save it because it saved it as a WebP, so that won't work either. You have to be really careful of that. Okay, so I think I finally found an image that will work. Let's come in here, image, upload, and this one might be a hard one. And there we go. Not a great cleaned up image. I can download the image. I can only download it as the free size. And then when I move it into my insert image, upload from computer, when I move it into here, the quality might not be that strong. This must be it right here. Okay. So there it is. You can see how the background's gone. So if you have an image like this and you need the background gone, you're going to have to go and save it and put it on your computer and then go from there. So I'm going to delete this and I'm going to delete this. I am just going to start by showing you how to move this through. So I'm going to leave that like that, and I'm going to do Control D to duplicate the slide. Select the basketball, maybe make 2 moves. Control, oops, sorry, I'm on the basketball, so it won't let me do that. Come back up here, Control D, grab the basketball again, 1, 2, and then 1, 2 up. Click back on here, Control D, 1, 2, 1 up, Control D, 1, 2, and you're like, this is really painstaking. Yeah, it is. But what you're doing is you're having the image move. And I'll do it a little bit faster. Okay, I have 16 slides right now, and I'm just going to show you real quickly what it would look like. So I'm going to hit slideshow, and now I'm just going to hold my spacebar down, and you can see the basketball is moving on the background. And that's basically what you're going to be doing. You can put any kind of a background on there. It can be a background of like a house. It could have been a football field or a basketball court, excuse me. It could be anything. So think about what you want to put on there, and as you move your piece. Now, when you're all done, if you remember, you're going to come down here and we're going to go to share. So we're at file and we're going to share, and we're going to go to publish to web. And then this is where you're going to find out how to make it run. So I want to change this first one to every second. Start slideshow as soon as player loads. Restart the slideshow after last slide. So if you want it to go in a continuous loop, you would choose this one. And now I'm going to select publish, and I'm going to say OK. And now here is what's important. This is my speed right here. Right here is my speed. So I am going to slow this down because this is going to go way too fast. All right, it won't let me, sorry. I'm going to highlight this, Control C. I'm going to move this into a URL, Control V, and then I am going to be right here. It's at 1,000 right in here. This is where you have to change it. And this is where I tell everybody, I hope you're listening, this is where I tell everybody to make sure right now is when you want to copy and paste it, because you're going to be on your first slide. So I'm going to Control C it. I'm going to have my Word doc open, and I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to paste it for now. I'm going to come back to my new tab, and then I'm going to hit enter, and now it will open up and it will run, and it's going to do a continuous loop. Now you might say, oh my gosh, that's way too fast. That's fine. So I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to Control V. Remember, I changed it to 50, and maybe I want to slow it down. Maybe I want to change it to 90. And again, if I'm changing it to 90, I can copy and paste and move it, or let's hit enter and see what 90 does. So there's 90. It's a lot slower. So if I like the 90, I can open up my Word doc and come in here and change this to 90. And then all I have to do is copy, Control C this. When I go to turn it in, right here, when I'm turning it in, I will come and do the link and put it in there. So again, if you forget how to turn it in, watch my video, please. You have to have 2 files because otherwise I can't run it. All I'm going to see is the slideshow and I don't know if it works. I need to be able to see it run. All right, have fun. This is a lot of fun. Remember, school appropriate.